Hey everyone, this is Alan here at ShinobiPixel, and in this video I decided to film myself doing a speed art challenge. I'm a big fan of the Joe Rogan podcast. I like to listen when I'm working, and I thought, wouldn't it be cool if I could kind of complete an entire piece of art in the time it takes to listen to a Rogan episode? And so, Rogan's episodes tend to last between 2 and 3 hours, so I picked the latest Tom Papa episode, and I gave myself from start to finish to kind of create a composition, and I had no idea what I was gonna do. I was just gonna blue sky it, and I decided, well, let's make Rogan into something. Let's do something creative to celebrate this podcast that I have enjoyed for many years now. So that is what I did. So I went into Photoshop and just started messing around with some photos that I'd found online. That is not best practice, by the way, folks. You should, generally speaking, always use graphics that are royalty free. But I'm not doing anything with this other than practice my Photoshop skills. So I figured in this one case I'd make an exception. So I'm trying to stitch together like a bunch of different Rogan images because it's kind of hard to find like a good full body shot of him online. So obviously I didn't do a great job blending that arm, but I had to. Okay, so then I was like, all right, he's cropped at the t-shirt level. I need to add lower torso. So I typed in black t-shirt, blue jeans or something, and this photo of, I think his name is Joshua Jackson, came up. So, fun fact, these legs belong to Joshua Jackson. And I hastily cut it out because 3 hours is not a lot of time. And I'm trying to kind of mess with the composition and squish it and fit it together to make it look like Rogan sized. And then I'm trying to blend these pictures together, and I decide I like the expression on this face better. He kind of looks like he's telling a joke, or maybe he's stoned. And obviously, if you know Rogan, you know he's a big fan of the fanny pack. So I figured I'd have to pay homage to the fanny pack. Homage? However you pronounce that, the fanny pack is in. So now I'm kind of taking a step back, and I'm trying to make all of these separate pieces kind of come together and work for me. And I figure maybe playing with some global lighting and shadows are gonna help. And they kind of do, but they kind of don't. And then I gotta color correct his arms so that the two arms kind of look like they belong together, even though they, if you look really closely, the tattoo doesn't really match up, but what do you do? So then I'm like, all right, I gotta get rid of this On It logo. And then like, oh crap, I got a UFC logo I gotta get rid of too, but whatever, we'll come to that. So I start trying to fix this t-shirt again, and then I don't know, he's still looking off to me. I'm trying to flip him around to see proportionally this is not working out. So then I go to the liquify tool and I just start moving around parts of his body to try and just shape and mold it. And there we go. Now it's starting to look a little more human and a little less potato-y. So then I decide, all right, let's address the microphone. Instead of UFC, we'll make it say DMT. I'm not going to explain what the DMT reference is, but if you know, then you know. And then I just kind of paint in the highlights, and then I can't really settle on a font. I just want something big and bold, so I go with I think it was Euro style. So now I'm starting to become a little more happy with Rogan's composition, and I figure I need to put him on a background. So I take 2 stock photos that I'd had from a previous piece of work that I had been playing with, and I try and stitch the background together. I know Rogan likes to hunt, so I figured putting him out in the woods, that would make sense. He also talks a lot about Yellowstone National Park on his podcast, so we'll talk about that more. So I realized that the angle of his legs was looking a little weird, so I'm trying to crop it in a believable way so that you can't really tell that his legs are actually twisted completely in an unnatural way. Messing around with the background and the ambience, and then, of course, Sasquatch. He loves Sasquatch. He believes, well, I don't know if he believes in Sasquatch, but he wants to believe in Sasquatch. so I figured I had to throw that in there. And I thought it'd be fun to make it look like Sasquatch is running in behind him. Well, he's oblivious to this fact, because if Sasquatch is out there, Rogan's never gonna know. So, making it splash, playing with the scale and everything, trying to figure out reflections and shadows and lighting and stuff, because it's not a great stock resource, to be honest with you, and it was looking kind of a little 2D. So, just trying to mess with that somewhat to make it look like it's not static. Then I need to bring some foreground interest into the mix, so I grab this tree resource and I mask it out. Then I'm like, all right, let's add background. So here's some UFOs, because it's Rogan. He loves UFOs. And then I figured I'd play off the orange hues from the UFO, and I'd add butterflies and dragonflies and try and add some movement and stuff. And then, of course, the graphical t-shirt. I got rid of the On It logo, and I figured let's throw the great state of Texas in there on his graphic tee, because he has, of course, famously just moved to Austin. And so I'm just messing with that rather poorly, I might add, trying to make it look like it's just a silk-screened t-shirt, fade on it. I'm always trying to stick lens flares into my compositions and then giving up on them. Okay, so Rogan's famously a hunter, so I figured let's throw Bambi in here, but I didn't want to do something dark and show like Bambi with an arrow through its head or whatever, so I figured let's just have it looking at him from the safety of the other side of the shoreline, painting some highlights in there. Maybe he's being illuminated from above by that UFO, I don't know. But either way, Bambi's alive. So I'm still messing around with the environment a little bit. I can't quite figure out how to properly obfuscate Rogan. He's like knee deep in what is probably very muddy, grassy water. Oh yes, Marshall. Everyone loves Marshall May Rogan, the sweet golden retriever best friend of Joe. So here I'm just quickly doing a mask, and then I'll paint back in some fur texture. And what's nice about this stock I used is that it's kind of got some backlighting naturally, so I'm just trying to play that up a little bit here. And we'll stick him right beside it, put a butterfly on his nose, because that's cute. And it's starting to come along. I'm just playing with some ambient lighting a little bit more. Still can't get that Sasquatch right, but I'm running out of time here, so I gotta start working quickly. Let's add some more foreground elements into the mix, start playing with the global lighting. And I'm starting to get pretty happy with this, but then I decide to get squirrely and play with the background, like changing up the focus and stuff. And I mean, it kind of works, but it's not really done well, so I give up on that for now, and I go back to the fanny pack thing, and I just, let's play with some more verbiage here. Powerful. Then I decide there's not enough drug references, so in goes the pot leaf. And then, of course, the Yellowstone caldera, which Rogan talks about a lot. I figure, let's make it erupt, because it's 2020 and that seems like a plausible event to happen. And then I'm just I give up on that background. I go back and try and tweak it just a little bit more, because I wasn't happy with how it blurred out before. It didn't look natural, but I think as I mess with it, I'm starting to get it, and then I decide Marshall needs to look even cuter, if at all possible. And the real life Marshall's got a darker nose, so I mess around with some darks and highlights and stuff, and just try and make it look a little more like the real life Marshall. And yeah, so at the end of the day, this is what I managed to put together in just under 3 hours. This was 3 hours worth of work. Did I follow best practice? No. Did I learn stuff? Probably not, but it was fun to just challenge myself in a completely unusual way. And I mean, I didn't have any idea what I was gonna do at the start of this. I just started throwing spaghetti on the wall and seeing what stuck. And you know, like I said, I'm pretty happy with the results, and especially this shot here. I love this with Marshall and that deer in the background. There's a dragonfly flying around. It's just, there's like a lot of depth of field, and it looks really cute. And I'm just going to ignore the fact that I did a really bad job blending Joe's tattoo, and you know, I'll just revel in the fact that Bigfoot looks like he's running through the water, and I kind of managed to make it look semi-okay. So anyway, guys, that is it for my little speed art challenge. I hope you enjoyed watching it as much as I enjoyed making it. It was pretty fun. If this is the kind of content you want to see more of, then let me know. Leave a comment. I guess smash that like button, as all the YouTubers say. And if you want to subscribe to my channel, that would be super excellent. Here is all the places you can find me. And once again, thanks for tuning in if you've stuck it out this far. Catch you on the next one. Cheers.